Welcome back to my process as a first-time DM. Today we're going to be talking about player characters and homebrew that they may want to select. We have the world, we have the adventure, we have the friends, or some of us maybe have kids.
I want to be married and have 100 kids so I can have 100 friends and no one can say no to being my friend.
Anyways, now my players and I have played in 6 or more games over the last 6 or 7 years. And sometimes people get bored of the normal classes and the races. I may go over some of these subclasses down the road because I think some of my players haven't really explored them very much. But anyways, this is the case with the group of friends I have, and they're bored of normal races and classes. So the question was asked of me if they could use homebrew, and I actually said yes. Now don't panic. It's not all gonna go to hell, and I decided that they could play some homebrew. It's okay. Stay calm. It's gonna be okay. If I was a brand new DM and also brand new to D&D and not a long time player who has a long and better understanding of the game, I would have said no, 100%. And I know I've said in the last couple videos, I've said a lot of stuff like I felt overwhelmed and I felt like I couldn't do it and there's just too much. And I'm sure when you heard homebrew, you probably thought I would say the same thing. You probably thought I wouldn't allow it. So look, each DM and each person have their own strengths and weaknesses. My strength is math, and due to my career as a CNC programmer, my aptitude to numbers, and my weakness being writing and world building and all that kind of stuff. With homebrew classes, at least, they're normally broken in combat section of D&D, and that's all numbers. And I can handle that. I can handle the numbers. I can figure out how to unbreak them or tweak them to make them not broken. The most important thing about that is actually communication with the players. I told every player after giving the initial okay builds for their races and their special classes about their homebrew that even though that I agreed, I'm allowed to change it at any point in time. I didn't paint myself into a corner. I made sure they understood, hey, if things get broken, I need to fix it at any point in time. I have a way out to fix a broken character at any moment, and the players all understood. We're all here to have fun, and if they're all OP, that means they're all having fun. And I can always make my own broken monsters and with the same broken classes. You know, that'd be kind of fun. And if one of the players starts to pull away far in power, they know from session 0 to the end of the campaign I can change stuff about their character's abilities. And we've all agreed to have an open conversation throughout this whole process. They may feel like something's not broken at all, and they may not want to budge. And that's okay, just talk to them. Maybe even let them play a practice session with their broken power. And us being adults and talking to each other, they normally end up seeing where I'm coming from. And to a degree, you have to remember, I see the whole picture. They don't. I'm the DM. We're the DM. And we need to, show them what we're talking about when something is overpowered or broken. They only see their character, but we're seeing the whole world. We're seeing everything, right? And we need to make sure they understand, like, oh, your kid is actually taking away from this player. Or this ability is way too strong. It actually doesn't let anyone really have any fun. It doesn't let me have fun attacking you. Or, this ability makes it so that these people's abilities is useless. And if those people's abilities are useless, then they're not having fun. And we all don't want that. We want everyone around the table and around the screen to have fun. And if we're all having fun, they come back to play. And if they're not having fun, they won't come back at all. Homebrew, I believe, is fine. As long as everyone is aware of the possibility of something needing to be changed. The game is not balanced for homebrew. It's balanced for official classes, races, spells, and items found in the 5e source material. That's why they have the Unearthed Ancona stuff. They play test all this stuff. They make sure that it's okay before they, put it out in one of their official books. So realize if you let Homebrew into your game, like I have, make sure you open up that conversation at the beginning, before session 0, so that, in the middle of the game when you need to change something, it's not a big fight and argument, and you don't have to sit there and explain everything that you could have done in the beginning, and feelings aren't involved really already. They haven't already made this character and got involved in this character already. Much easier to start that conversation in the beginning than it is, 5-10 sessions into it, unless you already have that foundation, like, hey, your character might be broken, so we might need to change something. So I ended up letting them have Homebrew. Everyone pretty much have their own Homebrew classes and their own Homebrew race, pretty much. It's a lot to dive into, and it was a lot to, look into, but I had 2 months pretty much to go over it, and I think it's okay. I'll go over maybe a handful of Homebrew rules I have in my own game soon. Maybe even go over the classes that my PCs decided to play. But, I think it's going to be okay. We're adults and we've already have open conversations about their abilities. So it should be okay. Just make sure if you guys do it, you try to do the same with, talking and having an open mind with your character, your players. If you guys liked it, hit the like button, subscribe if you want more content, and, like always, you guys have a beautiful day.